stay tuned. It might be the Eagles. I hate the Eagles. Don't get me wrong here.
First quarter, keep it even. Second quarter, start running the fucking ball. Third quarter, take a power nap. Fourth quarter, oh shit, there's the rest of the game. Let's go.
Fuck it, I'm a diabetic. I will root for the team that will literally give me diabetes and death. Rooting for a team from Hershey is like a Catholic rooting for Satan. It doesn't make any sense.
This is Stay Tuned Sports, and it starts in 3, 2, 1.
And hello there, all you Stay Tuners. Welcome back to another episode of Stay Tuned Sports. It's your good friend Jimbo here, back alone, but you know, King is hopefully getting a little bit better. A little bit under the weather. This weather is really weird so far with winter. Like even myself here, it was 20 some degrees last weekend, and then just today, like 55 degrees, and it's middle of December. So just really weird weather, and there's some weird sports stories going on out there that we'll touch on. But before we do all that, make sure you click the like button, subscribe, click the share button. Helps get us out there. Gets the channel out there. And if you're listening to on just the audio version, head over to YouTube. Please do all that as well. I also will leave the donation station down in the descriptions, as well as our merch store. We have quite a few different merch products that if you're interested in helping the channel here, that goes a long way. So just jumping into it here, a couple different stories I kind of want to talk about. We have the AJ Brown, Jalen Hurts drama going on right now. Supposedly they're not best friends no more. And this all stems from this past Sunday's game against Carolina. After the game, a reporter asked AJ Brown, how does he feel about not really being targeted as much as he was last year, and he blamed the passing game. And then I believe it was either later on in that day, or it was the next day, Brandon Graham was on WIP, the local Philly sports talk show, and flat out said that Jalen Hurts is trying. AJ Brown needs us to step up a little bit. Kind of said that they're not friends no more, which there's a lot to break down here. First thing that I will say is Brandon Graham should have not said that. That should have stayed behind closed doors. Let those two figure it all out. If they are best friends, like everybody wants to compare this to the McNabb-T.O. thing, especially with those two chiming in about what's going on. The difference there is McNabb never liked T.O. McNabb was a diva, and I'll admit this. I'm a McNabb fan. Even when he went to Washington, I ended up getting his starter. I think that's what they used to call it. Washington, what team figurine, and I still have it. I still collected it because I liked him as a quarterback. The difference between here and the difference between T.O. and AJ, or T.O. and McNabb versus Jaeln and AJ Brown, is when AJ Brown got traded, Jalen Hurts was right on the phone instantly to welcome him there. They were best friends, leading up to this point. And if AJ Brown doesn't want to be here, then why did he sign the extension just a couple years ago to stay here? Why not, run out of his contract, go out to be a free agent and go elsewhere? So is there some issues to work through? Yeah, I think there is some issues, but this all should be behind closed doors. And I will not be surprised if this week, when Philly plays Pittsburgh, if A.J. Brown has a big game. Kind of happened last year a couple times. AJ Brown kind of spoke up, or had a little antics on the sideline, and ended up having a good game the following week. The only thing I'm worried about now is I don't want to see Jalen Hurts forcing him the ball, which then will turn into turnovers. I don't want to see the Eagles get away from Saquon, because let's be honest, we're 11-2 team, and mostly because of him. He's a closer. Second half, he leads the league in second half yardage, rushing yards. This team goes through Saquon. And if Jalen Hurts has to pass for only 150 yards a game to keep winning, so be it. That's the other thing these two need to remember is the final goal is to win the Super Bowl. However you got to do it to get there, and however you got to win it. It's kind of like, us Joe Schmoes that work every day in the factory or any other jobs place. You don't have to like everybody you work with, but you got to work together to achieve that final goal. And that's the one thing I think Nick Sirianni, maybe Big Dom's got to get in there. Brandon Graham maybe should sit down with these two and reiterate that type of thinking. Like, okay, listen, if your friendship soured for whatever reason, it is what it is with that. But once we're in this building, we're here to work. We're not here for the drama. The other thing too about this is, and kind of said in our group chat, and King kind of blames AJ Brown about this. If Brandon Graham doesn't say anything about them beefing and not being friends no more, I don't think this is as big of a story as it is right now. When he came out and said that just blew the top off of the story. Now, could have AJ Brown maybe worded things differently, or just said no comment or whatever, and then went to Jaeln behind closed doors? Yeah, definitely. He definitely could have handled it differently. But here we are, 11-2, after a ugly win against Carolina. And we're acting like we're a 2-11 team arguing here. So hopefully they get that worked out. They figured everything out, and we keep on going how we've been doing this past 8 games or whatever it is. Another story that popped up was Brett Favre and Mark Gastineau. Couldn't get that word out. Gastineau was obviously the single season sack leader, record holder before Michael Strahan broke that record 20 some years ago. And Brett Favre wanted to shake Mark's hand, kind of introduce himself. They were at like some type of memorabilia signing, and Mark was not happy to see him there. Basically told him that Brett Favre took a dive, which 20 years later, let's be honest, he took a dive. You don't get sacked by the other team and then get up to shake the guy's hand. Like, whether it was the end of the game or not, or if they were out of playoffs or if they had nothing to play for, like, it was just crappy looking and shitty for how Mark lost the record there. The other thing, like, too, Brett Favre kind of came out and said that he changed the play at the line of scrimmage. It was supposed to be a run, but he changed it to a pass. And I wonder if they could, like, look into it, because, I was listening to Pat McAfee's show today, and J.J. Watt made a point that if there was no receivers running routes, then technically it's not a pass. it was more of a blown run play. And I wonder if they would take that sack away from Strahan. If they say, it wasn't a passing play, it was a run play. But to see that interaction and see how Brett Favre was like, oh shit, he's gonna beat the shit out of me right now, was quite interesting. And the other little side note here is Mark Gastineau is not in the Hall of Fame, which is mind blowing. He had that incredible season where he broke the sack record, plus another season of 20 plus sacks, plus a season of 19 sacks, and he's not in the Hall of Fame. I just don't understand that. But if you get a chance to see the video, I think it was a documentary that they were doing, like a 30 for 30 on Mark Gastineau. It's an interesting video to see the interaction between those two. Let's see what else. What else is going on here? So before I jumped on, I saw yesterday about Bill Belichick being interested in the University of North Carolina football job. So before I jumped on here, a little bit of an update that they are still working through things. They are talking. I think it'd be pretty interesting to see Bill Belichick in the college rankings, or ranks, I should say. He wants to bring his son on to his staff. So there are a couple issues that they're still working through, but as of right now, according to Adam Schefter, it seems like it's trending towards it may happen, but it's not done yet. And one of those issues that they could be discussing could derail this talk. The biggest thing that I'm curious about is, I brought up to King last week, how much of a difference would it be for Belichick to coach in college compared to running an NFL team? And King felt like running a college team is a lot more pressure than it is in pro football. Which, if you really think about it, if you go back to look at, like, say, the off-season Hard Knocks with the Giants, you got Joe Shane as the GM, which Belichick was that in New England, but then he also had his own scouting crew there. Looked like about 10 or 12 different scouts. I just wonder if that's going to be the same setup that Bill Belichick will set up in North Carolina, or will it just be him and his coaches hitting the road trying to recruit these players? Kind of got to do it all season long, compared to the NFL, where when you're a GM, you're relying on your scouts to come to you and say, okay, this player's good, this player's bad, let's focus on this person. And you have about a month or so to put a board together to figure out who you want to draft, who you want to hire, or who you want to sign in free agency. And the other thing I think would be curious about is what type of offense and defense would Belichick run there? Is he going to bring like the Patriots type offense, where he's not really into mobile quarterbacks? Like, you had Tom Brady there, obviously, for how many years? Jimmy Garoppolo, when Brady went down, he played really well as a pocket passer. And then defensively, they always had a good defense there. So does he build up a good defense to complement the offense? So there's still some work to be done with the Bill Belichick thing, but we are definitely gonna keep our eye out. And if he does sign with North Carolina, I think that's gonna be pretty huge. Excuse me. Pretty huge, because just a couple months ago, we thought he's taking the Dallas Cowboys job. We thought he was, when Philly was in the rough patch there, possibly coming to Philly. Maybe the Giants would look at him. Like, there was quite a few NFL teams looking at him, and that would just blow up everybody's coaching board if he were to sign with North Carolina. Sticking with coaches, I did see the Bears are interested in talking to Mike Vrabel. I think that'd be a really good hire for them. I mean, you look at what he did with Tennessee, and that's all Tennessee's fault, the management of how they handled the Vrabel situation. You bring him in, he's a hard-nosed, holds players accountable for their situations, and I think that's one of the major things that's lacking in Chicago. Mike Eberflus just didn't seem like he seemed like he was like laid back and just kind of went with the flow, and it just didn't work. The players just they followed him, and they got lackadaisical, and you saw what happened with the Washington Commanders Hail Mary, and really that's what tailspin this whole season for them. And you bring a coach in like Vrabel, I think you would definitely see how mature Caleb Williams is. Can he handle that type of coach? And I think he would be able to definitely whip the team back into shape. So that I think that would be a really good hire for Chicago. Kind of hoping that's where he goes. Don't want to see him in Dallas. I want to see like a 0-12 high school coach get hired by Dallas Cowboys, because it is Jerry, and it wouldn't, I wouldn't put it past him doing something stupid like that. But I think that's the only situations that's going on right now in the sports. Before I go, though, I will give my Thursday night pick. As of right now, we're not doing the Thursday night game. Unfortunately, I got work the next day, so it would be tough for me to stay up for the whole game and call the whole game. But we'll see how tomorrow goes with King. I'll keep in touch with him to see maybe if he's up for it. He could do the game. If not, we will be there. We'll be back here on Sunday. At least I will, for the Eagles-Steelers game. That should be a good game. And we'll definitely see if A.J. Brown and Jalen Hurts work their stuff out. And can the Steelers continue their really good season? So as far as Thursday night's game, we have the 7-6 LA Rams, which is kind of funny. Just like a month or so ago, they were like, 2-6, 2-4, something like that, and written off, weren't going to make the playoffs, and here they are, 7-6, with a better record than the Niners, who are 6-7. Obviously, with the Niners, McCaffrey is out. Trent Williams probably is. Let's see here. Nick Bosa is questionable. Trent Williams is questionable. Yeah, it's questionable. Like I said, Christian McCaffrey is on IR. Like they're just so hurt. They're so hurt. The Rams, as far as their injuries, no one really it seems like no one really major is out. And that's kind of why I'm going with the Rams here. Even though the Niners blew out the Bears, it's the Bears. It's not like it was a top tier team to begin with. I think this game here, I think the Rams win, and they close the door on the Niners season making it back to playoffs, because again, 6-7. No team is going to be below 500 and make the playoffs this season. going to be above 500, and it's just going to be tough for the Niners to climb out of this with all the injuries, and it's just going to be tough. So I'm going with the Rams for Thursday Night Football. Make sure you guys check back this Friday, the Friday forecast. We'll give the rest of our football picks for the upcoming weekend. Make sure you click the like, subscribe buttons down there. Make sure your notifications are on, so that way when we do go live, and I'm sorry that I'm not live right now, it's just kind of tough for me to get home, get everything all set up, and get this out on time. So it's a little bit later than what we're used to, but I'll have to work on that, work on some timing stuff as far as cases happens again. But so yeah, make sure your notifications are turned on, so that way when we are live or when a new video pops up, you guys can head over there and watch it. If you like to help out a little bit further, totally up to you guys. We're not pressuring you. Click the donation station. Right now, Pecan is our leading donator with $15. If you beat him, with the donation, we will. King has a little scroller at the bottom of our graphics when me and him are together. We'll have your name on there. We'll give you a shout out. And if you kind of want something back as far as helping to donate, head over to our merch store. We have quite a few teams there that maybe might like something there, a hoodie, shirt, among other things. And you could donate that way and you get something back. And so whatever you guys do decide to do, we much appreciate everything. We're trying to build this channel, especially our subscribers, trying to get there to 300 before the season's over. Right now I think we're at 212 or something like that. So till next time, till actually Friday, this is your good friend Jimbo signing out.